But the fame of Mahomet and his prudence is especially founded in this, that whereas the Roman monarchy, except that of Israel, was the most imperfect, the Turkish is the most perfect that ever was, which happened in that the Roman, as the Israelitish of the Sanhedrin and the congregation, had a mixture of the Senate and the people, and the Turkish is pure, and that this was pure, and the other mixed, happened not through the wisdom of the legislators, but the different genius of the nations. The people of the eastern parts, except the Israelites, which is to be attributed to their agrarian, having been such as scarce ever knew any other condition than that of slavery, and these of the western, having ever had such a relish of liberty, as through what despair soever could never be brought to stand still while the yoke was putting on their necks, but by being fed with some hopes of reserving unto themselves some part of their freedom. Wherefore Julius Caesar, saith Suetonius, comitia cum populo sortitus est, contented himself in naming half the magistrates, to leave the rest unto the suffrage of the people, and Maecenas, though he would not have Augustus to give the people their liberty, would not have him take it away, for, saith he, neque id existimare debes auctorem me tibi esse, ut tyrannidem in SPQR in servitutem redactum teneas, quod neque dicere meum neque facere tuum est. Whence this empire, being neither hawk nor buzzard, made a flight accordingly, and having the avarice of the soldiery on this hand to satisfy upon the people, and the Senate and the people on the other, to be defended from the soldiery, the prince, being perpetually tossed, seldom died any other death than by one horn of this dilemma, as is noted more at large by Machiavel. But the Praetorian bands, those bestial executioners of their captain's tyranny upon others, and of their own upon him, having continued from the time of Augustus, whereby Constantine the Great, incensed against them for taking part with his adversary Maxentius, removed from their strong garrison which they held in Rome, and distributed into diverse provinces. The benefices of the soldiers that were hitherto held for life and upon duty were by the prince made hereditary, so that the whole foundation whereupon this empire was first built, being now removed, showeth plainly that the emperors must long before this have found out some other way of support, and this was by stipendiating the Goths, a people that, deriving their roots from the northern parts of Germany or out of Sweden, had, through the victories obtained against Domitian, long since spread their branches unto so near neighborhood with the Roman territories, that they began to overshade them. For the emperors, making use of them in their arms, as the French do this day with the Swiss, gave them that under the notion of stipend, which they received as tribute, coming, if there were any default in the payments, so often to distrain for it, that in the time of Honorius they sacked Rome and possessed themselves of Italy. And such was the transition of ancient into modern prudence, or that breach which, being followed in every part of the Roman Empire with inundations of Vandals, Huns, Lombards, Franks, Saxons, overwhelmed ancient languages, learning prudence, manners, cities, changing the names of rivers, countries, seas, mountains, and men, Camillus, Caesar, and Pompey, being come to Edmund, Richard, and Geoffrey.